We meet every Sunday. You all probably know that. Is anyone here for the first time? Awesome, welcome. Cool, thanks for coming. We've got a good view. So I'm glad you found us. Thank you for coming. It looks like some of you guys were here for yoga as well. Great, that's awesome. So this is the 11 o'clock part of our morning. We come here to do a meditation practice together. That involves meditation with the breath and with sound as well. And this is a practice that we do every week. It's a practice that was given to us, requested by our co-founders, Anne and Harvey. When they're here, they sit here. They're wonderful people. I hope you all get to meet them and spend time with them. They're the reason that I'm here. They actually meet with us every first Sunday of the month, and at 10:30, they usually have a small Dharma talk or chit chat or teaching that they do at that time. Regardless, we always meet at 11 to have our practice together. So we will be passing around this book. Janet, if you could grab the book. We have a book that we will put names, people who you want that we want to say prayers for, to share any positivity, merit, energy that we've generated. It can be people that you know, that you don't know, yourself, any living being. We have a tradition of, if they've recently passed, we recognize in a Buddhist tradition a period of between the last life and the next, called the bardo. So if you see someone with the word bardo next to it, it means that we're thinking of them in that state. So we will be taking some time together, maybe a little more than half an hour here. We'll fluctuate between sitting with our breath and then also sitting with generating sound together. When we're sitting with our breath, our goal is to generate an attitude of kind of non-judgmental acceptance. It takes a little courage, a little tenderness, patience to do these things. We want to, as much as we can, be with the bare experience. And if it's not so bare, we want to be aware of that. So we're going to be, usually we pick an object to kind of focus our mind on. It doesn't need to be attention in the military sense, attention. This is a light, sustained, calm, not falling asleep, but relaxed attention that we want to do. Traditionally, it's not just a Buddhist thing. It's nice to be aware of your breath. The breath is a place where where our emotions influence our thoughts and what's going on with our behavior. And so it's a good way to be aware of what's going on with ourselves. We'll sit with watching it. Traditionally, we say to go as low down as we can with watching the breath. If you find it more, some people traditionally might watch it at their nose or just overall in their chest, and that's fine. But if we can, as far as down as we go, it's a little bit more centering and it's a little bit more relaxing. Sometimes we even go down into a place just a few finger widths below our belly button. Traditionally, it's called the do. For guys, that's about our center of balance. It's a little bit higher than for women. It's also a place that we traditionally say has some energy, and so you may or may not feel some energy there. We'll sit with that. We'll watch that. The idea is to watch the natural experience, and inevitably we're going to get distracted, and that's also a very important time. We might get distracted by sound. Someone might be coughing or moving. We might hear the freeway. We might get distracted by our own thoughts about what's going on from the past. We might be worrying or fretting or feeling something about what's going on in the past. We might be same thing about what might happen in the future. Nice thing is that none of that is 100% real. All that we've got right now is our breath. And so the idea is to, if that comes up, is not to indulge in it, not to necessarily berate it and slap it down, because all that gives it some energy. The idea is to watch it as a process. You can say that was a thought, that was a sound, and watch it fade away. And then non-judgmentally, come back to what we're focusing on. We'll do the same thing also with sound. We'll generate a sound, and I'll talk about that when we get there. There's benefit. There's a lot of different benefits. We all come here probably for different reasons. It's good to know why you came. There's always the nice benefit that Having the mind focused on the here, the now, on the body is relaxing in a way, overall, generally. So we might get some relaxation, we might get some groundedness. It helps us be aware of what's going on throughout the day. We can carry this awareness into our daily lives. Is anyone here a scientist? So Nature published a nice one-page article where they did a survey where they randomly, with an app, asked people to say what they were doing, how happy they were, on a scale of like 0 to 100, and if they were mindful or not. And there was a couple dozen possible activities. Things like doing work, going to the bathroom, in an argument, sleeping, various fun activities, even having sex. All those things were on the list. And there was a natural order that after the survey that, the funner things were funner and the less fun things were less fun. But overall, there was always about at least a few up to 5 points improvement if someone said that they were feeling mindful, if they were aware and present with their activity. Any activity they weren't doing mindfully, they rated it as less enjoyable. So we might have more fun in life if we're more present. We might be able to get less stuck in our habitual tendencies, in our rote reactions, our gut, the reactions that we feel stuck with, if we're able to carry some presence into our day. And in traditional sense, we might talk about some benefits that carry over this life into future lives. Our mind is an ever-going computer program that we can always edit by the way that we use it. Depending when you say that mind ends is different. So it's of good benefit. So that's enough of me talking. So let's get settled in. We want to find a sustainable posture, something that we can maintain here for the next half hour. If you can keep your back straight, comfortably straight, vertebrae stacked. Your feet, you want to be solid on the ground if you're sitting. If you have the strength, your back off the back of the chair. You can put your hands wherever is comfortable, sustainable. To help straighten the spine, you can even tuck back the jaw a little bit. Kind of feel that the top of your spine shoot up into the air. Usually we say to have your eyes open. If that's too much for you, keep them closed. If you find you're falling asleep, you can open them. You can focus a few feet in front of you. Take a moment to feel grounded, feel supported just by the seat, the floor, the earth. There is support for you to be here. And that support carries into your spine, into your bones that also support you being here. In a more subtle way, there's also a channel of energy throughout your body that also supports you sitting here. So just let go of all the ramblings that I just told you. Let go of anything else you brought in with you. Invite it off. And start to percolate your attention down into your breath, into your chest or your belly. We'll sit now for 10 minutes before we chant. Watch it come in, stop, and out. If it's very hard to ground, you can even count in your breath on the way out, up to 5. Repeat. Now we'll turn our attention to chanting. We'll chant the syllable Hum. We'll do it not in unison, but we'll do it as a group, kind of rolling over each other. We'll chant it from our hearts. It's a sacred syllable. It comes from in compassionate wisdom at our heart. We'll focus on that together now. Om.